in 2025, we are deep into the please like me era. I mean, dudes breaking a neck, jumping through flaming hoops and swimming through quicksand just in hopes with their fingers crossed, arms crossed, just hoping that a chick halfway likes them. And man, we have to talk about this. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
Bitch, you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but want a winner's reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored.
Okay.
I'm so sick of these.
Back in the days, R. Kelly and Jay-Z had a song featuring Devin the Dude entitled P-U to the isness to the isness Y. And the hook went, the power of the P-U ... Y. That's why ninjas get their haircuts, try to dress fly. Every baller that can afford it, try to cop the best ride for the power of the P-U ... Y. Right? That has always been true, I believe. You know, one of a man's greatest motivations is to impress a woman, right? But there is a way to impress women while maintaining your dignity. But a lot of cats, you know, in this please like me era, they will break their necks for a woman to like them to the point where they don't even care about a woman respecting them at the same time. So naturally, when you don't care about respect and you don't have dignity, a lot of cats do a lot of sucker ass stuff for the sake of being liked. A lot of simp stuff, a lot of trick stuff. And, you know, it's okay if you a trick. It's okay if you a simp. But, you know, a lot of cats be taking this thing to the extreme, man. You know, just for the sake of a woman liking them, right? When you compromising your manhood for the sake of a woman liking you, when you endure certain things for the sake of a woman liking you, hey, man, it ain't cool. You dig? And what a lot of cats don't understand, man, is, you know, if you're going to be a trick, be a trick. And if you're going to be a trick, you know, let it be transactional. And, you know, when a relationship is business and transactional with a woman, you know, whether or not she likes you don't even really matter, right? When you pay her, you give her the money, she going to do what you want her to do, right? But when you're trying to be a trick and get the woman to like you at the same time, that's where you're going crazy and wrong. And, you know, it's a lot of cats that call themselves this pimping, man, did have a lot of trick tactics in order to get a woman to like them. See, when you really some pimping, you can get a woman to like you while maintaining your dignity and not compromising your manhood. And as Sinful to P would say, giving up your balls to ball. You dig? When you really a man, you don't have to do all of that. You can get a woman to like you for you, not because of, you know, what types of comforts or pleasures or luxuries or what have you can provide for the chick. You dig? A lot of cats don't know themselves, and like I say all the time, a lot of cats are strangers to themselves, and that's why they break their neck, you know, for this, you know, within this please like me era, right? And see, this is what a lot of cats don't understand, man. You know, y'all want to be liked so much that you doing stuff that the women do, and you pushing the women to the side, like I say, man, and not even allowing them to be women and trying to replace them, you know, doing stuff that they do. See, women, it's understandable for a woman to do things for the sake of being liked, because women kind of, you know, they kind of need that. They need people to like them. They need they need people to accept them. They need people to give them praise and pats on the back and pats on the head and good job. You know, women need that kind of stuff. I don't give a damn what any of them say. They need that. They need praise. They need worship. You know what I mean? They need that to a certain extent, right? And so it's no surprise when women do certain things for the sake of being liked. But hey, man, as a real man, hey, we don't do any and everything to be liked. And me personally, I'm the type of man that would rather be respected than liked, right? Because it's a lot of people who probably don't like me, but they have no choice but to respect me. If they 100 with themselves, and they just be real, they really don't have no choice but to respect me. And if they choose outside of that to not respect me, then that's a personal problem, right? But I carry myself in such a way that, commands people to respect me. And, if they like me in the process, then cool. But if they don't like me, hey, it is what it is. They respect me. That's all I really care about. You dig? Being liked is like not even a secondary. It's like a primary thing, man. Man really don't even care about, doing things for the sake of being liked. Now, it's a good thing to be liked. And, if you know how to leverage being liked, it can be highly beneficial for you, especially in today's times, right? And if you have certain talents and, services that bring value to people, then, you want people to like that. But at the same time, you still have to maintain your dignity. You can't compromise who you are as a man just for the sake of being liked, right? Because the shit eventually catches up with you, right? How many times have we seen charlatans that, present themselves a certain way that's not really who they are just for the sake of being liked, on the internet or what have you? They eventually always get found out. The truth always comes to the light, and they once people don't respect them, then they don't really like them very much, right? But see, once you have the respect locked in as the foundation to begin with, then the liking part may come and go, but at least they respect you, right? We see all these situations now where, people conduct themselves in ways that's not very respectable. And, their world get turned upside down as a result. I'm not trying to kick the man while he's down, but Puffy, now granted, and I stand on that. I don't believe that he's guilty of what he's being charged with. Is he an angel? Is he a saint? No. But is he guilty of what he's being charged with? I don't believe so. But in spite of his case, in spite of his charges, just him on a personal level, right? I do believe that he has conducted himself with a lot of people in ways that make people not respect him. Because there's just so many people long before this case, decades before this case, who just haven't respected him. People who've dealt with him closely, so many people just don't respect him, right? So naturally, they're not gonna like him, right? But if you care, if he would have, from the early days, been carrying himself in a way that people respected him at the least, the liking part, it could come and go, or it could, stick around longer and be beneficial, whatever the case may be. But if he carried himself at least in a way that people could respect him, life, I think, would be much better for him at this point, right? But hey, man, men, we not supposed to be on no please like me shit. And a lot of y'all dudes be on that please like me shit. You break your neck, you do all kind of sucker ass shit, on social media, man. You do corny ass TikTok dances and all that type of shit. You do goofy ass challenges and shit like that on the internet, man, just for the sake of somebody liking you. You do things that's outside your character. That's why a lot of people on YouTube who try this YouTube shit fail, because they're doing content for the sake of people liking it and not being genuine. See, what you don't understand is that being genuine resonates with people better than anything that might be entertaining and all that type of stuff. You could be entertaining, but you got to be genuine at the same time. It's all kind of people, man, that I see that have great potential on YouTube, but they're not being themselves, right? And there's some people who I've seen that had this great potential and they wasn't being themselves. Then they figured out how to be themselves and they start thriving, right? Then some people, they never figure out how to be themselves and they don't thrive. And they wonder why. They got all the great potential in the world, but they trying to do something that's not them. They're trying to present themselves in a way that's not genuine, right? And you know, that doesn't resonate with people. You want to make connections with people. You want people to, align themselves with your character, who you are as a man, right? First, and then they could like what you do or like what you present or like, what you have to offer them, right? But the bottom line is, man, all this please like me shit, hey man, if this applies to you, you definitely need to tighten up, you dig? But let that marinate on your mind one time, freezes it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
Yeah.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, yeah, where you been?